Good evening once again, guys. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports channel on YouTube. Just recorded a baseball video a little bit ago and posted it right before I was getting ready to post it. And I didn't go into detail on the video, but it was announced Nick Saban's retiring from Alabama. Some of the biggest news in college football in a long time. And what I want to come to you in this video about is talk about how that is going to affect Tennessee. What kind of effect, if any, does it have on Tennessee? Well, frankly, I think it has a big effect. But first, before I get into that, guys, make sure you like it. If you like what I'm doing, like it, subscribe, share that out for me, if you don't mind, please. And just trying to build this thing little by little at a time. Going on 10 days with this channel. Very happy with what we've done so far. It is a slow process for sure when you get into this, but thanks again for tuning in. Thank you for checking out all the content that I've been dropping. But I'll first start off by saying this is, coming from an opinion. Obviously, Alabama, arguably Tennessee. I don't know if it's even arguable. Tennessee's biggest rival, Nick Saban, come to Alabama 2007. When he come there, this was kind of when you saw Philip Fulmer going. The end was in sight, and there was a part of me, I said at that time, I was like, man, I wish we could have just made the change and gotten Saban. I don't know if it would even been possible, but Saban's going to leave Alabama, in my opinion, is the greatest college football coach of all time. Obviously, I wasn't around during the Bear Bryant era. But comparing the eras, where back in the Bear Bryant era, you could just sign unlimited. Now you got the 85 limit. And having to, navigate around that, and just the longevity of what he's done with Alabama. Alabama went through a rough stretch of coaches too. They had some interesting hires in there in between Gene Stallings and then getting to Saban. So, there were some decent years along the way, but Tennessee had their way with them for a while. Had a 9-game winning streak. Saban comes in 2007, first year, turning that program around. The opening kickoff in Tuscaloosa, 2007, onside kick. Somebody wasn't paying attention on it. Pretty sure it was Chris Walker. Wasn't. Kind of got caught turning around, and Alabama just drilled Tennessee. That set the tone for the next 15 years. As Tennessee was close with Alabama, maybe one time, not counting Tennessee's win over them last year. But you had the game during Butch Jones' third year. I think it was. Tennessee led late. Alabama went back down with Derrick Henry and won late in the game. That's when Dobbs was the quarterback there. But the biggest effect I see immediately for Tennessee seems to be a neck-and-neck battle with Tennessee and Alabama for George McIntyre. According to 24/7 Sports, the number 2 ranked quarterback in the class, number 9 overall out of Nashville. Huge priority for Tennessee. I think they've looked at other quarterbacks, but they're all in on George McIntyre. This would be the perfect transition. The Nico era going on right now. Now, you did bring in Merklinger from Savannah, who's coming in. He'll have something to say about that as well. He's not a bum quarterback coming in. Has a big arm. Has potential there as well. But you look at Nico, it's a 2-year project right now. And I wouldn't even say project. It's going to be 2 years. And Nico is going. We need Nico to be 2 years and gone. Not saying I'm necessarily wanting to, but Tennessee needs another quarterback drafted high. If all that we're hearing about Nico pans out, Nico is gone in 2 years, and he will be a high first-round pick. I have no doubt about that. If it all works out, George McIntyre, if he comes to Tennessee, comes in, he sits a year. Let's say he beats out Merklinger. He takes the reins and rolls from there. And, the cycle may continue. 2 years, turn it over to someone else. Where do they go with it? The word, from what I've read, it's that McIntyre really, some of the analysts on 24/7 are saying they like where Tennessee's at. But I've also seen that McIntyre loves Saban. Saban's not there now. This could have the first big domino effect. The second one is obviously Tennessee and Alabama. They're going to be permanent opponents. You don't have to face that every year. Tennessee's not had the luxury of other schools. During this run Alabama's had, which is maybe the best in my lifetime for a program. Obviously, your old Miami's had some good runs as well. I don't think they had the longevity that this Alabama program. What Saban's done now, you got to tip your hat to him, no matter whom you're a fan of, whether you're a Tennessee fan, an Auburn fan, or whomever. This run Saban has been impressive. Again, in my opinion, the greatest of all time. I'll go with it. 7 national championships, 6 at Alabama, 1 at LSU. In Tennessee, he's 17-2 against Tennessee. Tennessee got him once when he was at LSU, only for him to come back. That actually he was 18-2 because he come back. We remember that 0-1 SEC championship game. Still nightmares of that to this day. 15-game winning streak out of the gate for Alabama with Saban there. Tennessee got him in 22. Saban got back on the winning track this year against them. Who does Alabama get? Looking around, I've just seen a few candidates. My pick, and people may disagree with me, I just don't think things are all warm and fuzzy with Dabo Swinney and Clemson. Dabo's my pick to take over Alabama. There was a point in time, no way he's leaving Clemson. I don't think. Now, starting to get testy with fans. And, living fairly close to Clemson, I don't necessarily hear people wanting him gone or anything, but I hear people saying he needs to adjust. And if he goes to Alabama, he will adjust. You're not going to come into SEC and not use the portal. You're just not. That's my pick, and maybe it's going a little off the wall. The other top candidates I saw were Sarkisian. I don't know that he leaves Texas. He's got a good thing going there. Texas coming into the SEC. They have a boatload of money that they can spend. Maybe he does. I don't know. But I also saw Lanning from Oregon, and then I saw Mike Norvell from Florida State. That one could be interesting if it comes to that, based on what just happened with Florida State. And I don't care what it is. I don't necessarily think they were one of the best 4 teams, but they earned being in that national championship 4. They earned it. Does he, if it comes to that, does he have to think about that? Hey, I just went 13-0 in the ACC and I got left out for a 1-loss Alabama team. If I go to Alabama, I'm going to have that going in my favor there. So that's another thing. How does this affect Tennessee? I think it's got to be good. It's got to be good. A Saban down year was, 2 or 3 losses at most. A Saban, a lot of teams would kill for Saban's down years. This year he lost 2 games. Could have been close on a national title. I do think Alabama has quarterback questions, but with the unknown, how long is it going to take for them to get a coach? I'm really curious to see that, because you think they have to be aggressive at this point. With another signing day coming out, can some of these signees get out of their letter of intent? Or, with the portal, can they just go ahead and hit the portal and be transferred? It's going to be important for Alabama to get out in front of this quick. So are there any recruits who possibly try to get out and could look at Tennessee again? All right, who the first time around did Alabama beat Tennessee? You got to look at that as well. But I think it'll have a big effect on Tennessee. I think it makes this series, it's going to level it out. Obviously, with the Nico effect, with what this Tennessee team should have next year, and Alabama coming to Knoxville, I was already leaning toward picking Tennessee to win that game. And maybe I was wrong on that. Well, you're not going to get his coach as good as Saban. Kirby Smart's not coming in to Alabama. He's crazy. He would be crazy to leave Georgia. Maybe they kicked the tires on that with him being a DC there. There's no way. It's his alma mater. What he's got going there, he's going to be favored to win national title next year. For Kirby and what he's done, and I'm not taking away from the Alabama program at all, but where Kirby has Georgia right now, he's in the midst of his Saban run with that program. I think this on the field is going to be a good thing for Tennessee. It's going to be hard for anybody to come in and replicate what Nick Saban did there. Again, hats off to Saban. Is he a guy a few years down the line maybe gets a pro itch again? I don't see it. I mean, he didn't stay in the pros long with the Dolphins. He come back. He stayed in college. Of course, his name was mentioned when the Cowboys job come up, and that's probably a job where if somebody's going to jump, they're going to take that job. But George McIntyre, People are already favoring him to Tennessee. I think this has to increase the odds, and that's big. That's a big game changer for this program. It's a good in-state class. Can he be that recruiter? Word is, reading on sites that it may not be too long before McIntyre makes a decision. Hopefully, this amps that up, intensifies it where he's making a decision soon and he's an orange. Recruiting wise, it's going to be hard for somebody. It's all going to be hard for him to replicate. For whoever comes in to replicate is going to have huge shoes. There may be guys out there who don't want to step into those shoes. There'll be somebody that will. There's going to be plenty of money. We know Alabama will pay money. We know they'll hit the portal. We know they recruit well. Who's going to want to step into those shoes? I'm curious. The 4 guys I've seen mentioned, they're in pretty good situations. 3 of them, I don't. Dabo is one, and Norvell is one. My prediction is Dabo Swinney gets that offer. Dabo's coming home, him being an Alabama grad. I hope you like this video, guys. If you do, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, share this out. Give me some feedback. Leave me a comment on it. What do you like? What do you not like? What can I do better? What do you like that I've done so far? But be coming at you later tonight, post-game Tennessee, Mississippi State. They play here in about 12 minutes, as a matter of fact. So post-game, I'll come right at you with the post-game video. More content tomorrow. Football stuff, it's what breaks right now, basically. Tennessee's waiting on word from Lance Hurd, LSU offensive lineman. That could go probably at any time. We'll see how it goes. You got George McIntyre out there. When could that happen as well? So if those break, I'm going to record a video and put it on here. More baseball, getting big time into baseball again. The goal of the channel is provide the best and most in-depth, most comprehensive baseball coverage there is out there. My name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good evening. Go Vols, beat Mississippi State, and I'll see you again later on.